This isn't just good news for America. This is actually good news for everyone. Hyundai will begin manufacturing electric cars in the United States, assuming that the subsidy bill passes. In other words, Hyundai has assumed it will pass, so they've started their plans to manufacture EVs in the United States. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Electric Viking. Fantastic to see you here. Today, my name is Sam Evans, and I'm coming to you at midnight on a Saturday evening on a weekend, bringing you the news that I think matters. Thank you for tuning in to the channel, for subscribing and liking the videos, and for commenting. There are so many of you who write comments which genuinely are intelligent. I love reading comments where I think, that's something I didn't think of. That person knows more than me, I think. That person brings an interesting viewpoint that people who watch the video wants to get. They want to see, here's the video, here's the news. So here's some extra information, or here's a way of looking at it that I might not have considered. So thank you for bringing that to our viewers on the channel. So many of you here that view the channel are honestly very, very intelligent people. I'm not saying that to blow smoke up your butt. I think it's genuinely true. That's probably one of the reasons that you're reading the news about things that are positive, about things that are not just doom and gloom. I mean, most people just go and they read front page garbage news of, basically what I think Jim Rohn would call trash. They feed their brains with trash. I think this channel, in general, you're feeding your brain with good information. Hyundai Motor Group recently shared its plans to begin manufacturing its Genesis GV70 electric car in the United States in 2022. So it's not in a way off, far off place, but literally next year, within a few months. This is great news. Now, the Electric reports here, I'll put a link in the description to their article, that the electrified GV70 will be produced at Hyundai's Alabama plant and will mark its first EV manufactured in the US by the Korean automotive umbrella. With this decision, Hyundai looks to make a large impact on the growing EV market in the US and take advantage of proposed subsidies for electric vehicles produced on United States soil. Now, please get this bill signed off. Hurry up, please, because other car companies are waiting to see if it happens before they commit to building electric cars in the United States. So this subsidy that you're going to be giving out, I mean, we need this for various reasons, not just for making our air cleaner to breathe, not just for giving us the opportunity to basically make America better, a better country, but to bring in more jobs, to manufacture the cars in America instead of China. I mean, China is doing so much manufacturing, they're taking over, but you need to keep some of that in America. South Korea's Hyundai Motor Group is the global mobility umbrella above multiple marquees that include Hyundai and Kia, as well as the new Ioniq brand of EVs. Now, realistically, Hyundai actually owns only about 30% of Kia. It's a bit of a misconception that Hyundai 100% owns Kia, because they don't. Additionally, Hyundai's luxury brand Genesis recently shared plans to go all electric by 2030, which is way too slow. They need to do it much quicker than that. If you're going to be a premium car, I mean, realistically, you want to buy a premium car in 2028 that's a petrol car? I don't think so. But anyway, that means they'll end new combustion models in 2025, and obviously between 2025 and 2030 still sell plug-in hybrids. Earlier this year, Hyundai Motor Group shared several upcoming EVs during an investor presentation, which included an electrified version of Genesis's current GV70 crossover. Personally, I don't know about you. Actually, I want to ask you a question. Would you get the GV70? If someone had said to you, you can have one, right? You could have the GV70, the Genesis GV70, or you can have the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Which one would you take? Personally, it's not even a question. I wouldn't have to think for more than a second. I'd say the Ioniq 5 within a second. I mean, it's so much better than the GV70. I don't know how the GV70 can be the luxury version of the Ioniq 5. That's what it's meant to be. To me, the luxury one, the better car is the Ioniq 5. Anyway, rant over. This past May, Hyundai announced its plans to invest $7.4 billion in future EV development and manufacturing in the US by 2025. And I reported on that as well. Jose Munoz, Hyundai Motor Company's Global Chief Operating Officer and President and CEO of Hyundai Motor North America, said, "I am excited to make this announcement on behalf of the Hyundai Motor Group. This investment demonstrates our deep commitment to the United States market, if you'll give us some subsidies, of course, our dealers and customers. Hyundai will lead the future of mobility in the United States and around the world. Our efforts are proof positive that Hyundai will continue to pursue excellence in our current and future product lineup. Now, if you want to know what I think about Hyundai's future plans for leading the world in their automotive efforts, I made a video about what I think they're doing. Yeah, it's concerning. I'll put a link in the description below to that video. If you haven't already seen it, I think you should watch it. Alongside the investment, Hyundai stated it plans to closely monitor United States market conditions and government policies surrounding electric vehicle implementation before finalizing its strategy to expand electric vehicle manufacturing in America. Now, of course, they're going ahead. So they've ignored that. Now they're going ahead. The Electric reported at the time that a lot would depend on the potential subsidies being considered for United States-made EVs under the Biden administration. While the bills make their way through Congress, Hyundai Motor Group is already making moves to begin US manufacturing next year. So they're planning on beginning manufacturing next year at their US facility in Montgomery, Alabama. This plant currently manufactures several different ICE vehicles, as well as various combustion engines. They actually make engines there as well, but it will now shift its focus toward EV manufacturing, beginning with the GV70 EV. But they're not going to stop manufacturing ICE vehicles there. That would be good if they were, but they're not. They're going to keep making those. The ICE version of the GV70 launched in the US this past June. You'd be mad to buy that, but anyway, and has been an early success in the market. Analysts believe this is why Hyundai Motor chose the electrified crossover as its first EV model manufactured in the US. Well, it makes sense though, doesn't it? It's one of the fastest growing market segments in the world, these sort of small and medium-sized electric SUVs. According to this report, the GV70 EV will be followed by other zero-emission models from Hyundai Model Group, zero-emission models, I meant to say, one after another. This could eventually include the upcoming Ioniq 5 and Kia's EV6, although that has not been confirmed. Now, I should mention the fact that there are literally, I reckon, at least 50,000 people in America who would like to buy an Ioniq 5 EV, but Hyundai has made the decision not to make many of them. Problem all over the world. In Australia, I made a video about the Ioniq 5 selling out in about 10 minutes, and many people were very angry and frustrated at the way that was done. A lot of them basically want to get an EV from Hyundai, the Ioniq 5 in particular, and simply can't get one for at least a year. Now, while Hyundai Motor Group previously shared its intentions to follow the US market and its EV legislation before making any manufacturing decisions, it appears to have gone right in to get a jump on pending subsidies currently inching their way toward approval in Congress. In essence, it's a foregone conclusion. It's happening. They know it is. Everyone knows it is. So therefore, great. We're going to start investing now. So the Biden administration previously called for $174 billion in government spending to boost EV adoption, and it wants 50% of new cars to become electric by 2030. That will happen more than easily. I think at least 80% in the United States will be electric in 2030. Just look at the way Tesla's going insane right now in America. We're 9 years away. 9 years. Wow. With its recent announcement, Hyundai looks to get ahead of legislation with a daring optimism that subsidies in the Build Back Better Act will pass. So ultimately, this is fantastic news for America. For not just America, but for all of us, because we need manufacturing to stay in America for global stability. Obvious. Also, we need the American car market to transition to electric cars faster. Otherwise, it's just going to be disrupted completely from China. It doesn't matter what you do. Eventually, that will happen. So this is great news. Make them in America. Give them subsidies, just like the Chinese government gives their manufacturers subsidies. They should be doing this more and faster. That's what I think. But this is a really good step in the right direction. Thanks for watching the channel. Really appreciate your support. Love bringing this news to you. Stay tuned for more really interesting news I have coming up within the next few days. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.